I went to the doctor and told him, Doc, my arm hurts when I do this. His advice, don't do that. So goes an old Groucho Marx routine about pain. Today on Morning Love, we're going to talk about pain and wounding. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. We've heard that quote. I've used it. And there is some truth to it, but you know, as much as we know and understand how the body works and how our mind works and that everything is our own creation, living in this reality, that shit hurts. You know, and I understand. There's nothing dismissive about pain. Pain has its purpose. Why do we have pain? Usually it's to, as my joke said, to ward us and remind us not to do certain activities. It's a memory of a painful experience, a physical painful experience. I have a lot of pains in my body from physical injuries, but there's also some good pain. There's the ache of muscles after you've had a good day of exertion. That nice, not hurt, not damaging, not where you've injured the physical structure, but that where you've stretched it a little bit beyond its normal use, and that's kind of a good thing. That's kind of a good pain. Some people get into pain. There's a fine line between pleasure and pain, and this what I'm talking about is the physical realm. But there's the deep and harmful type of pain is, and I differentiate it from pain by calling it wounding. And being wounded is far more dangerous and far more harmful to us than pain, where we can recognize the cause and source of physical pain and kind of deal with it. I can apply topical treatments to a sore muscle or even an injured muscle. I can rest it. Dealing with the woundedness is a little bit harder because these are they're harder to assess. They're harder to understand. It's harder to put our finger on exactly where it is we hurt. And the sad thing about this is that people who hurt, people who are wounded, tend to wound others. It's almost because we can't understand the woundedness, we can't see where it comes from. We just can't understand why the situation causes these emotions within us, and so it's frustrating as well. And so we resort to almost this animal-like instinct. And I've experienced it myself. And this is the thing. Look, if you think you made it, then go back and do some more because you haven't made it. And I don't want to come to you as someone who's made it, as someone who's a guru on this pedestal. Listen, I'm walking out this walk just like you are. I struggle with it just like you do. I fight with things just like you do. And I've heard that no matter, they talk to the great yogis and the great gurus, and they say no matter how much time they spend in meditation, they're constantly having to battle the monkey mind. They understand that that's part of what's going on. And apart from perfection, which we will never reach, we'll constantly battle that. And so just understand that being wounded and feeling the woundedness is no mark against you. It's not some sign that you're not enlightened. And what I'm about to share with you shows you that I'm pretty well on my path, and I don't say that boasting. I just know the work that's been done within me, so I say I have to constantly guard myself as well, because not recently, but just a few months back, I found myself. My wife had done something that had hurt my feelings, and she was kind of unaware of it, and I found myself thinking of ways to kind of get even, to even the score. And see, that's that mindset of lack, that's that mindset of need, that's that mindset of not love that flows. It's out of woundedness, and somewhere. So I had to assess and figure out what it was that she had done, and it had touched on another wound. And that's the thing about woundedness versus pain brings tender spots, because I've got a couple of spots on my elbows now where before, when I was trying to pull up some of the centipede grass here, I think almost had like Tommy John injuries in my elbows. And so there's still some residual pain there. And so it is with the inner woundedness and their tender areas. But unlike the physical pain that it sometimes takes, it takes external means to heal as well as internal, with our emotional woundedness, it's almost all internal, because that woundedness is pointing us towards not a weakness. It's pointing us towards something that we need to assess in our mindset, in our healing. It's saying this child is an area that you need to address. I've tried to get your attention in other ways. I've given you subtle hints, but sometimes it takes the woundedness to make us address the situation. So I just want to share with you in the last few minutes as we close this down, a time now for you to embrace your woundedness. I'm not dismissing it. Whatever happened, it is real. Is real to you, whether it's real, it doesn't matter. In your mind, whatever, because everything is created in our mind, so it doesn't matter. Whatever your woundedness is, it is real, and acknowledge it and embrace it. And then ask, what am I to learn? How am I to heal? Because quantum physics tells us that the answer is in the problem. Because all the materials of an idea are in both the problem and the solution. Ask your woundedness, what am I to learn from this? How am I to heal? And how do I to move on? Because everything that happens in your life, it's hard to understand this, but when you come to this realization that everything that happens in your life, the headwinds and the tailwinds, the struggles and the victories, are all to move you forward. Namaste.